Well, Diabo, it seems as though protest action is continuing on campus. We have been allowed inside, and as we were entering and approaching the Great Hall, we saw a group of students chanting slogans in front of that entrance that is protected by bouncers and private security personnel. And we saw what seemed to be a scuffle then unfolding there, and then the students quickly moved to the corner over here where they are having a report back. I'm joined by SRC member Mbalenhle Mthethwa to give us an update as to what has happened so far. Thank you so much for speaking to us. We understand that this last night and this morning there were some students who staged a sit-in outside one of management's office, home. Why did you decide to do that? And why did students decide to do that?
So students decided, as students, we decided to go and occupy the VC's house outside and sleep there. This is to show that we are homeless and we want him to listen to us. He has been very arrogant. He has never met us ever since the protest started. He called us yesterday to say we can meet, and he cancelled as well. So it shows that he does not take anything seriously and is never present in any meetings.
Okay. But it seems as though the institution is saying that the meeting didn't happen because SRC students didn't pitch for the meeting, and not that it was cancelled. Which is which? You're saying it was cancelled. The institution is saying that you were a no-show.
So on Saturday we did meet them, we did pitch up. It looked very productive, it looked as if we were getting somewhere. But the response we got on Saturday was shocking, because we had reached an understanding that, look, it's us as the SRC who feel the pressure, it's us who are having to deal with students who are homeless. We are the first people that students go look for should they face issues, and they seem to understand. But when the response came, they were not addressing the core issues that affect the students' academic life in this institution, especially looking at how exclusionary they are. On yesterday, after we announced that we are going to stage a sit-in, the VC called and said, look, let's meet. But after that, he decided that no, the meeting is not going to happen.
And where are you not meeting each other? Because the institution has said that it is unsustainable for the university to allow students with outstanding debt to continue to register. And they've also said that they have no control over the caps that have been put in place by NSFAS.
So where we are not finding each other on their statements, because they keep on pushing propaganda and sending emails even at 12. The way they are serious about this propaganda they are pushing. And they said 200 students are registered. And the SRC, we said, okay, well, register them if it's only 200 students. But where we are not finding each other right now is the coding. So sometimes you get an RET code on your transcript just because you dropped a module. What they are saying is that only PCD will be able to register. However, our fight is for students who are eligible to register, that they are afforded the chance and the opportunity over the students that are sleeping in libraries, which needs agency. We are also not finding each other there. They are still saying some students will have to sleep in the library and some will have to be accommodated.
Now, what we also hear, we're hearing very concerning news that some of the students who were suspended for participating in this very protest that is intended to address students' concerns are being evicted from residential areas, and they have been suspended. What are your thoughts on that? And will you then be including the reinstatement of the students as part of your demands going forward?
Yes, when we met with the senior executive team, one of the things we tabled is that campus must be demilitarized. Number one, we have a lot of people who are unidentified. They don't even have name tags. We don't even know where we are going to report them when they continue to violate specific rights of students. I received a call from one person who's a subcommittee in the SRC saying they are being evicted right now. And in the meeting when we left, they said they are going to call residences so at least they are accommodated. So where must they go now? Because some of them are not from the Gauteng province. So this is the same arrogance we are speaking about. They keep on trying to oppress us and making sure that we stop voicing out these concerns and things are back to normal, as if things are normal right now on campus.
Now, we've seen a huge police contingent here on campus, 3 Inyalas. We've seen something like almost 10 police vehicles coming in, both JMPD and SABC vehicles coming into the institution. We've seen also the institution beefing up private security personnel, and as we have seen over there, that scuffle that unfolded there with the student accusing the security personnel personnel of hitting a student. What do you make of the stance and that the institution has taken?
Well, Wits always claims to be against GPV, but these private personnel they are continuously victimizing us. I can show you one of the SRC members. The Treasurer General has bruises all over his body for just staging a sit-in. They were very violent towards us. And we do not understand the stance of the university of not allowing us access to the very own facilities that we pay for. Because all we want is to enter and sing. No one is being violent here, but the university continues to be arrogant and perpetuates violence against us.
And what is the plan for today?
The plan for today is that the workers are joining us right now, and then we are going to forge a way forward, and we are going to take the students' opinions, and then that's how we are going to move. We are not surrendering. People are just tired right now, but we are going to continue to be militant and fight for the end goal.
I mean, right now we can see there's a small group of students here. Are you expecting more people to come?
Yes, many students have indicated that this is very tiring. But as I've said, they are willing to come to the ground and they are going to continuously pitching up.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. That is an SRC member, and I'm just going to ask my camera colleague to pan to the other side, where you will see workers who have decided to join the lunchtime picket and join the students in their protest, as they did on Friday. Now it seems as though on Friday this was part of the plans to intensify the protest, and based on that conversation we've just had, we understand that there is an intention to intensify the protest and to continue protesting until those demands are met. And you heard from the students saying that they did indeed go and stage a sit-in outside of the VC's, the Vice Chancellor's home, and this was just to bring attention to the housing, or rather the accommodation crisis that they have been talking about, saying that many students find themselves without accommodation and find themselves sleeping in corridors and libraries, but they've been since forced out of those spaces, and it seems as though students find themselves with no accommodation or anywhere to go. And given the fact that there is that 42,000 Rand cap, it is somewhat difficult to find accommodation that will enable students to pay that 45,000 Rand a year. But it seems as though university has also made an effort with regards to finding alternative accommodation or finding off-campus accommodation for that will take 45,000 or accommodate students at 45,000 Rand per year. The university has also made an effort in terms of trying to meet the students halfway in terms of their demands, but it seems as though this is still not enough. Also, you would have heard just a little bit earlier on where we spoke about the university saying that it is unsustainable for them to register students who are owing 150,000 Rand or less. And as you can see, I'm just going to step out of the shot and just to show you the students who are now going to join the workers there after they're having that report back from an SRC member. It seems as though it is continuing. The protest action is continuing. Sir, can we speak to you for a second? Thank you so much for speaking to us. Now talk to us about if the EFF Student Command has also joined in and why you have decided to join in. I remember we spoke just sometime last week where you said the EFF had chosen and decided not to participate. Talk to us about why you have decided to rejoin this protest.
No, I feel like we've like now seen Uti. It is important for us to also join our cries of our brothers and sisters, you see. Yes.
Certainly. And what would you like to see being done? I mean, you've seen those conversations and those meetings unfolding. I mean, what more would you like to see happening going forward now?
I think our mandate is simple, and it is one. We just need to talk to Zebulon. Want to hear his views about our situation as a student, you understand? So we just want him to come out and address us. I mean, last night we spent approximately 9 hours outside his vicinity to show how serious we are. He said we must go to his house. We went there, he was not there. We came back to main campus and we had to go back again there to camp. so that he can come back and address us formally as students.
Okay. So now you are also wanting the VC to the Vice Chancellor Zeblon to then speak to the to students and address students on their concerns and possibly come up with a way forward.
I think it is important for him to come out, because now if he keeps on being reluctant about coming out, he's like giving us a sign which he doesn't care about our demands, and he's not willing to compromise himself to come and appear and address us formally as students.
And what about the legal action that the university has decided to take on the students' protest?
You mean the students being suspended or whatever?
Yes, indeed.
Luckily, the SRC, they've had a smaller symposium with the management. They've managed to reinstate those students, or there's a promise rather to say they were going to reinstate them, because they can't just target few certain individuals. You understand? We're all in this fight together. How can they target certain individuals?
If you say that there's an agreement to reinstate the students, I have it on good authority that one of your students, who is an SRC member right now, is being evicted and being escorted out by security personnel. Are you aware of this, and what will you do as the students here?
Honestly, I was not aware. I've just came out from rest because I've spent the whole night at Zeblon's house, you see. I was not aware about that situation. But surely it will be mitigated, and the president will give us a leeway on how we can move forward in terms of bringing back those students who got suspended. And personally, I also have a case pending, but then it's not related to these type of politics.
And what is it about?
No, it's just about student governance and whatsoever. Unfortunately, I can't share the full information about that for now.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. There you have it. That is the EFF Student Command just talking to us about an arrangement that was reached with the university to reinstate students who had been suspended for participating in the protest here at the university. But we do understand that the evictions of those students who have been suspended still are going on right now. I understand that one student who is at West Campus has been evicted and was escorted out of the residence by security personnel here in the institution. We are also just trying to ascertain how many others are being evicted right now as this protest continues. Going to step out of the shot just to show you what is happening here. This is the protest between students as well as Nihau workers who have joined the students during a lunchtime picket. And there at the top you will see private security as well as campus security just gathering there in front of the Great Hall, where they have been guarding the institution. Today, though, it is quite interesting that this protest action is not met by force. You will remember that on Friday there were 3 Inyalas that came as soon as students started regrouping right here at the square, and soon after that we saw media personnel then being asked to leave and almost being forcibly removed from the campus. And this was because the institution had taken a stance that the media was not allowed inside, and they felt that the media's presence on campus would fuel the protests inside campus. But this is the situation here. But however, on Friday we also have to remind our viewers that on Friday, when that happened, when the students saw the 3 police Nyalas coming towards them, many of them were afraid and wanted to run away. Some of them did start running away until they were all called back to come and take a stand and continue in their fight, which really gives Friday's demonstrations really just begged the question as to whether the institution was trying to intimidate students from this protest march. We heard of legal action being taken against students, and the suspensions and so on. But for now, though, I'm going to hand back over to studio.